The hospital floor was supposed to be abandoned. So why did I keep seeing patients in the windows? A few years ago, I worked night security at an old hospital in Baltimore. Most of the building still operated normally, but the entire 5th floor had been abandoned after a fire years earlier. Nobody was allowed up there. No patients, no staff, nobody. Every night during my rounds, I checked the locked stairwell leading to the 5th floor just to make sure nobody had wandered upstairs. Usually it was quiet. But one night around 2 a.m., I noticed light glowing beneath the stairwell door. That was impossible. The power on the 5th floor had been disconnected years earlier. I unlocked the stairwell and slowly climbed the stairs. The higher I went, the colder the air became. Halfway up, I heard metal wheels squeaking softly above me, like a hospital bed being pushed across the floor. When I reached the 5th floor door, I hesitated for a second before opening it. The hallway lights flickered weakly overhead, even though there shouldn't have been any electricity. The floor looked exactly how abandoned hospitals look in horror movies. Peeling paint, smoke-stained walls, broken ceiling tiles hanging loose, dust covering everything. And at the far end of the hallway stood a patient in a hospital gown. Completely still, watching me, I called out carefully, "Hello? Are you supposed to be up here?" The patient didn't answer. Slowly, they turned the corner and disappeared. I followed, thinking maybe someone had somehow gotten lost or escaped from another floor. But when I reached the corner, the hallway was empty. Then I heard another sound behind me, a wheelchair squeaking slowly across the floor. I turned around instantly. An empty wheelchair rolled across the hallway by itself before stopping outside one of the burned patient rooms. The door slowly creaked open on its own. Then a voice whispered from inside, "Help me." Every instinct told me to leave immediately, but I stepped toward the room anyway. The room was dark except for moonlight coming through cracked windows. At first, I didn't see anyone. Then I noticed a figure standing beside the hospital bed, the same patient from the hallway, smiling. Their skin looked horribly burned, blackened like ash. Parts of the gown looked melted into their body. I backed away slowly, unable to speak. Then the hallway lights suddenly shut off. Complete darkness swallowed the floor. A second later, voices started whispering around me from every direction. Some crying, some screaming, some begging for help. I pulled out my flashlight, but the beam barely worked. The whispers grew louder. Then I heard footsteps. Not one pair, dozens, moving slowly through the hallway toward me. My flashlight flickered across the corridor for one brief second. The hallway was full of people now. Patients in burned hospital gowns, standing silently beneath the flickering emergency lights. Some missing patches of skin, some staring with empty black eyes, all smiling at me. One of them slowly lifted an arm and pointed toward the burned room behind me. Then every voice whispered the exact same thing at once. "Stay with us." I ran. I sprinted toward the stairwell while the sound of footsteps chased me through the darkness. The whispers became screaming. Hospital beds squealed across the floor behind me. Something grabbed the back of my jacket just before I reached the door. I tore free and slammed the stairwell shut behind me. The screaming stopped instantly. Silence. I stood there shaking for several minutes before finally going downstairs. The next morning, I told another security guard everything that happened. He didn't laugh. He didn't even seem surprised. He quietly explained something nobody told me when I got hired. Years earlier, during the fire, several patients were trapped on the 5th floor overnight after smoke blocked the stairwells. Rescue crews arrived too late. Officially, the hospital claimed everyone died from smoke inhalation, but according to workers who stayed there long enough, sometimes the patients are still seen wandering the 5th floor after midnight, and sometimes, late at night, empty wheelchairs are heard moving through the hallways by themselves.